1412 Wrestling Episode 28, Abandoned Insane Asylum Match for the Stable Championship. The scene opens with an eerie shot of the Abandoned Insane Asylum, a dilapidated building standing ominously against a dark, moonlit sky. Flickering lights reveal shattered windows and graffiti-covered walls. The atmosphere is thick with tension and the faint smell of mildew. Chains dangle from the ceiling, creating an unsettling soundtrack of metallic clinks echoing through the empty halls. Inside, the combatants gather in the main lobby, an expansive room filled with old medical equipment, overturned gurneys, and broken furniture. The lights flicker erratically, casting long, shifting shadows across the cracked tiles. The random kid, managed by Bobby Heenan, stands in the center, ready to officiate the chaotic encounter. The golf cart enters first, a motley crew of chaos led by John 420, Gary Busey, and the Iron Sheik. Bart Gunn flexes his muscles menacingly, while the Minotaur snorts and stomps, chains clinking ominously. Bobby Two Beers, Alex Trebek, and the three ancient Sumerians wielding chainsaws complete the intimidating lineup. They move through the dimly lit corridors, their footsteps echoing ominously. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes through the asylum as the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade bursts onto the scene. Bars leads the charge, flanked by Cliff O'Malley, Donkeylips, Doug Funnie, Bebe, Rexha, Jackie Chan, Frankenstein's Monster, Lola Bunny, Earl Sinclair, and Sugar Shane Helms. They are a colorful and diverse group, ready to take on the madness of the asylum. Bars, with a determined look on his face, signals for his team to spread out and prepare for battle. The match begins with an explosion of action. John 420 and Bars immediately clash in the center of the lobby, trading fierce blows. Gary Busey, wielding a broken chair, swings wildly at Frankenstein's monster, who effortlessly swats the chair aside and lifts Busey off his feet. The Iron Sheik locks in a camel clutch on Doug Funnie, but Jackie Chan intervenes with a flurry of acrobatic kicks, breaking the hold. Bobby Two Beers smashes beer bottles over his head, roaring in drunken fury, and charges at Donkeylips, who counters with a powerful shoulder tackle that sends Bobby crashing into a pile of old medical equipment. Alex Trebek, surprisingly agile, dodges attacks from Earl Sinclair, delivering quick jabs and witty insults. In one corner, the Minotaur roars and swings his massive horns, causing the ancient Sumerians to rev their chainsaws menacingly. Lola Bunny, using her agility, leaps onto the Minotaur's back, trying to steer him towards the Sumerians. Chaos erupts as chainsaws meet horns and sparks fly. Amidst the melee, Bebe Rexha finds herself cornered by Bart Gunn, who grins menacingly. Just as he moves in for the attack, Sugar Shane Helms dives from a broken balcony, tackling Gunn and sending both men crashing through a decaying table. The random kid, trying to maintain some semblance of order, runs around the asylum, attempting to count pins and submissions. Heenan shouts instructions, his voice barely audible over the cacophony of violence. Jackie Chan, moving with the grace of a martial arts master, takes down two Sumerians with a series of precise kicks and punches. As the brawl continues, the asylum itself seems to come alive, with doors slamming shut on their own and lights flickering more violently. Bars, determined to win, climbs onto a makeshift stage and grabs an old microphone, taunting the golf cart with impassioned rhetoric about their impending defeat. The scene descends into an action-horror-comedy hybrid, with each participant using the environment to their advantage, creating a chaotic symphony of destruction and humor. The camera cuts to a commercial break, leaving the viewers on the edge of their seats, eager to see what will happen next in this unpredictable and thrilling match. 1412 Wrestling Episode 28, Abandoned Insane Asylum Match for the Stable Championship. Segment 2. The chaos of the asylum match intensifies as Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande make a dramatic entrance. Their arrival is heralded by an eerie, haunting melody that echoes through the dilapidated hallways. Dressed in elaborate, dark attire, they begin casting spells of illusion, causing the flickering lights to distort and twist the perceptions of everyone involved. Gaga waves her hand, and suddenly, the walls seem to close in on the combatants, creating a sense of claustrophobia. Grande follows suit, conjuring ghostly apparitions that dart in and out of the shadows, confusing and terrifying the fighters. Baby Rexha, disoriented by the shifting illusions, stumbles into a room filled with old, rusted medical tools. As she tries to regain her bearings, But Bart Gunn appears, his eyes wild with adrenaline. He grabs a nearby IV stand and swings it at Bebe, knocking her to the ground. The random kid rushes in to count the pin. Result? Bebe Rexha is eliminated. In another corner of the asylum, Earl Sinclair finds himself face to face with the Minotaur. The illusions make the Minotaur appear even more monstrous, with fire and brimstone surrounding him. Earl, panicked, swings wildly with a broken piece of wood, but the Minotaur charges, lifting Earl off his feet and slamming him into a wall. Earl crumples to the ground, and the Minotaur pins him with a hoof on his chest. Result: Earl Sinclair is eliminated. Meanwhile, Bobby Two Beers, already unsteady from his earlier antics, is completely thrown off by the illusions. He sees multiple versions of Donkeylips approaching him, each one laughing maniacally. In a desperate attempt to fight back, Bobby swings a broken beer bottle, but the real Donkeylips catches his arm and delivers a crushing headbutt. Bobby stumbles and falls into a pile of debris, unable to get up. Result: Bobby Two Beers is eliminated. As the spellcasting continues, two of the ancient Sumerians find themselves cornered by Frankenstein's monster. The illusions make the monster appear even larger and more terrifying, with lightning crackling around his body. The Sumerians, wielding their chainsaws, charge at Frankenstein's monster, but he swats them aside with ease. He lifts one Sumerian and throws him into the other, sending both crashing through a decaying wall. The random kid counts the pin on both. Result: two of the ancient Sumerians are eliminated. The remaining participants, now even more on edge due to the spells and illusions, continue their brutal fight. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande smile wickedly, their spells adding an extra layer of unpredictability to the already chaotic match. The camera captures the frenzied action as the scene cuts to another commercial break, leaving viewers eager to see how the madness will unfold in the next segment. A 1412 Wrestling Episode 28, Abandoned Insane Asylum Match for the Stable Championship. Segment 3. As the show returns from commercial break, Mr. Feeney steps into view addressing the viewers and providing an update on the remaining participants in the match. We have John 420, Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, the Minotaur, Bart Gunn, Alex Trebek, and one ancient Sumerian wielding a chainsaw for the golf cart. And for the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade, we have Bars, Donkeylips, Doug Funnie, Cliff O'Malley, Lola Bunny, Frankenstein's monster, Jackie Chan, and Sugar Shane Helms, he announces, his voice steady amidst the chaos. Inside the eerie asylum, the tension is palpable. The Minotaur and Alex Trebek, strategizing together, seize Doug Funnie and drag him towards a padded room. The remaining ancient Sumerian with his chainsaw stands guard as they force Doug inside, slamming the door shut. The confined space amplifies the danger as Doug and the Sumerian clash violently. The chainsaw roars, but Doug manages to fend off the Sumerian with quick thinking and agility, using the room's padded walls to his advantage. Ultimately, both competitors end up knocking each other out in a brutal struggle. Result: Doug Funnie and the ancient Sumerian are eliminated. Back in the main area, Bars, visibly frustrated by the continued interference from Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, grabs a microphone. "I'm sick of your spell antics. Why do you always target me?" he shouts, his voice echoing through the abandoned halls. Gaga, smirking, responds with a flick of her wrist, casting a new spell that causes it to rain boiled eggs directly over Bars wherever he goes. The spectacle adds a bizarre yet humorous element to the already chaotic match. Lola Bunny, distracted by the surreal sight of boiled eggs raining on Bars, doesn't see Gary Busey approaching. Busey, still radiating his unhinged energy, grabs Lola and tosses her into an old metal gurney, sending her crashing into the wall. The impact is enough to knock Lola out. Result: Lola Bunny is eliminated. Sugar Shane Helms, meanwhile, squares off against the Minotaur. Despite his agility and martial arts prowess, Helms struggles against the Minotaur's sheer strength. The Minotaur lifts Helms high above his head and slams him down onto a rusted operating table, the force knocking Helms unconscious. Result: Sugar Shane Helms is eliminated. Alex Trebek, feeling confident after locking Doug Funnie in the padded room, finds himself cornered by Jackie Chan. Chan's precise and fluid movements prove too much for Trebek, who struggles to keep up. With a series of rapid strikes, Chan sends Trebek stumbling backward. As Trebek tries to recover, he trips over a broken wheelchair and falls hard to the floor, unable to continue. Result, Alex Trebek is eliminated. John 420, still high on adrenaline and his own hot sauce, engages in a wild brawl with Donkeylips. The two exchange heavy blows, the fight taking them through various rooms of the asylum. Eventually, Donkeylips gains the upper hand, but as he prepares to deliver the final blow, John 420 reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small bottle of Bye Bitch hot sauce, and sprays it into Donkeylips' eyes. Blinded and in pain, Donkeylips stumbles backward, crashing through a window and knocking himself out on the concrete floor below. Result, Donkeylips is eliminated. Bars, still plagued by the raining boiled eggs, becomes enraged. Ignoring the distractions, he confronts John 420. Fueled by frustration and determination, Bars delivers a series of powerful strikes, culminating in a devastating DDT onto a pile of debris. John 420, unable to withstand the assault, is knocked out cold. Result, John 420 is eliminated. The remaining participants are left reeling from the intense battles and supernatural interference as the camera cuts to another commercial break, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the continuation of this unprecedented match. The Archive 1412 Wrestling Episode 28, Abandoned Insane Asylum Match for the Stable Championship. Segment 4. As we return from commercial break, Mr. Feeney stands in the middle of the chaotic scene, carefully recapping the remaining participants. For the golf cart, we have Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, the Minotaur, and Bart Gunn. And for the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade, we have Bars, Cliff O'Malley, Frankenstein's monster, and Jackie Chan, he announces, his voice carrying a mix of concern and anticipation. The camera cuts to the interior of the asylum, where the random kid, still distracted by his toys and seemingly uninterested in the match, irritates Bars to no end. Bars has Gary Busey laid out after a devastating brainbuster onto the concrete floor, but the random kid, too engrossed in his own world, fails to acknowledge the pinfall. Frustration boils over as Bars shouts at the kid, trying to snap him back to reality. Meanwhile, Cliff O'Malley, with a manic gleam in his eye, manages to lure the Minotaur into a sensory deprivation chamber. "Enjoy the silence, big guy," Cliff taunts before sealing the door shut. With a crazed look, he plants a bundle of dynamite at the entrance. The explosion echoes through the asylum, leaving smoke and debris in its wake. Result, the Minotaur is eliminated. Jackie Chan faces off against the Iron Sheik, their fight a blur of martial prowess and raw power. Despite Jackie's impressive agility and relentless attacks, the Iron Sheik's brute strength prevails. He manages to catch Jackie in a vicious camel clutch, pulling back with such force that Jackie's back audibly cracks. Unable to withstand the pain, Jackie is forced to submit. Result, Jackie Chan is eliminated. In another part of the asylum, Frankenstein's monster finds himself toe-to-toe with Bart Gunn. Their clash is brutal, each blow echoing through the dilapidated halls. Frankenstein's monster, with his immense strength, eventually overpowers Bart, lifting him high above his head and slamming him down onto a rusted metal table, knocking Bart out cold. Result, Bart Gunn is eliminated. As the dust settles, Cliff O'Malley takes center stage, glaring at Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. "My name is Cliff, brother of Joe. I got me some crack. I want me some hose," he raps, his voice filled with defiance and swagger. Gaga and Grande respond with disdain, casting illusions that momentarily confuse Cliff, burying his song under a barrage of mystical mockery. With the match teetering on the edge of chaos and resolution, the camera cuts to another commercial break, leaving the audience eager to see how this unprecedented confrontation will unfold. Hashar 1412 Wrestling Episode 28, Abandoned Insane Asylum Match for the Stable Championship. Segment 5. As we return from the commercial break, the eerie halls of the Abandoned Insane Asylum echo with the sounds of chaos and conflict. Only 5 participants remain: Gary Busey and Iron Sheik for the golf cart, and Bars, Frankenstein's monster, and Cliff O'Malley for the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade. Gary Busey and Bars square off in the center of a dilapidated examination room. Busey, with his wild eyes and unpredictable movements, throws erratic punches, while Bars responds with calculated jabs and quick footwork. Their fists fly, creating a brutal and mesmerizing boxing match amidst the decaying surroundings. Meanwhile, in another corner of the asylum, Cliff O'Malley is fully embracing the insanity. He climbs onto a rusted hospital bed, thrusting his hips and humping the bed while firing a pistol into the ceiling. Each shot sends plaster and debris raining down, adding to the chaotic atmosphere. "This is how you bring the house down," he yells, laughing maniacally. Iron Sheik, on the other hand, moves with deadly purpose. He spots one of the ancient Sumerians' discarded chainsaws lying in a hallway. With a grim determination, he picks up the chainsaw and revs it to life, the loud mechanical whir adding an ominous soundtrack to the scene. Frankenstein's monster lumbers towards Sheik, his massive frame imposing. However, Sheik swings the chainsaw with terrifying precision, beheading Frankenstein's monster in a gruesome and shocking moment. Result? Frankenstein's monster is eliminated. As the monster's headless body collapses, Iron Sheik stands victorious, his eyes scanning for his next target. Cliff O'Malley, still caught in his euphoric madness, turns his attention to Sheik. But before he can act, the ceiling above him caves in slightly from the earlier gunshots, showering him in dust and debris. He shakes it off, readying himself for the next confrontation. Bars and Busey's boxing match spills into an old operating room where surgical tools hang from the walls. Bars grabs a scalpel, attempting to fend off Busey's relentless assault. Busey, unfazed by the weapon, continues his onslaught, landing a heavy right hook that sends Bars crashing into a tray of medical instruments. The asylum's atmosphere grows even more tense and chaotic as the remaining participants continue their brutal battle. The camera captures every moment of madness and mayhem, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats. Just as the intensity reaches its peak, the camera cuts to one final commercial break, heightening the anticipation for the conclusion of this wild and unpredictable match. The chaos in the Abandoned Insane Asylum reaches a fever pitch as Bars and Iron Sheik find themselves brawling through the crumbling halls. Their fight spills into a stairwell, leading them upward towards the roof. Dust and debris fall around them as the building, already unstable, starts to give way under the strain of their intense battle. Bars and Sheik exchange brutal blows as they reach the rooftop, the cold night air whipping around them. The roof creaks and groans ominously under their weight. Bars grabs a loose pipe, swinging it at Sheik, who counters by throwing Bars into an old air conditioning unit. The sound of metal crashing echoes through the night. As the two continue their fight, the roof begins to collapse beneath them. With one final clash, the weakened structure gives way, sending both men plummeting into the ruins of the building below. Dust and rubble explode into the air as they hit the ground, both knocked out cold by the fall. Result? Bars and Iron Sheik are eliminated. Meanwhile, Cliff O'Malley, still full of manic energy, makes his way outside the asylum. He stumbles into the parking lot where he spots Gary Busey's infamous golf cart parked haphazardly. A wicked grin spreads across O'Malley's face as he seizes the opportunity. "Time for a joyride." O'Malley jumps into the golf cart, revving the engine. Busey, having regained his senses, emerges from the building just in time to see O'Malley speeding towards him. The headlights of the golf cart illuminate Busey's shocked expression moments before O'Malley plows into him, sending Busey sprawling to the ground. Result: Gary Busey is eliminated by knockout. With Busey down for the count, Cliff O'Malley stands victorious. The eerie silence of the night is broken by the triumphant cheers of the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade as they rush back into the scene. Bars, Doug Funnie, Donkeylips, Jackie Chan, Lola Bunny, and the rest of the team surround O'Malley, lifting him onto their shoulders in celebration. The sound of celebratory shouts and laughter fills the parking lot as the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade revels in their hard-fought victory. The camera pans to the broken bodies of their opponents, a testament to the sheer chaos and brutality of the match. Jim Ross: "My God, what a match! The Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade has done it. Cliff O'Malley stands tall as the sole survivor in this absolute bedlam. I've never seen anything like it. The sheer insanity of this match and Cliff O'Malley's wild victory. This is 14-12 wrestling at its finest." Indeed, it seems the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade has proven their resilience and determination tonight. Pauly Shore: Buddy, that was gnarly. Totally gnarly. As the celebration continues, the camera captures the exhausted but ecstatic faces of the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade. Cliff O'Malley, now the hero of the night, basks in the glory of their triumph. The scene fades to black, leaving the audience eagerly anticipating what chaos and mayhem will unfold in the next episode of 1412 Wrestling. Post-show segment. As the crowd begins to disperse and the adrenaline of the night starts to settle, the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade takes center stage for one final moment. The members gather in the parking lot under the flickering lights, the scent of victory still fresh in the air. Cliff O'Malley, now the undeniable star of the evening, stands at the forefront with bars. Doug Funnie, Donkeylips, Jackie Chan, Lola Bunny, and the rest of the brigade by his side. Cliff O'Malley. Tonight, we showed the world what we're made of. The Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade is stronger than ever, and nothing can stop us. Bars steps forward, his face still showing traces of the frustration caused by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande's magical interference. Gaga, Grand, you think your spells and tricks can mess with us? You think you can humiliate us with your little rain of boiled eggs? Well, guess what? We're not going anywhere. The rest of the brigade cheers in agreement, their energy unyielding despite the night's exhaustive events. Your magic is nothing compared to our determination and unity. Tonight, we stood our ground, and we will continue to do so. You can try all you want to break us, but we'll only come back stronger. This is just the beginning. Yeah, you heard him. We're not backing down, and we won't rest until we've taken you both down for good. Consider this a warning. The next time you try your tricks, we'll be ready and you won't know what hit you. The camera pans over to Cliff O'Malley, who takes a step forward, the gleam of determination in his eyes. Gaga, Grand, this isn't over. We know what you're capable of, but now you know what we can do. Keep your spells ready, because we're coming for you, and next time, there won't be any boiled eggs to save you. The brigade members nod in agreement, their resolve clear. The camera captures their united front, each member standing tall and proud after their hard-earned victory. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation, hinting at the inevitable clash that awaits. Jim Ross. Folks, the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade has laid down the gauntlet. Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, you'd better watch your backs because this war is far from over. I can't wait to see what happens next. The stakes are higher than ever, and the tension is palpable. Indeed, it seems we're in for quite the confrontation in the episodes to come. Buddy, it's gonna be epic. The camera slowly fades to black, leaving the audience in suspense and eagerly awaiting the next explosive episode of 1412 Wrestling. The post-show segment ends on a high note, with the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade standing victorious and defiant, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead.